Hello, hello. All right. So if you're tuning in right now I'm just pretty much just doing a test run right now. I'm checking how I'm able to stream these border parole hearings, and this is specifically for the state of Utah here. I know you can see these people talking on the screen, but their mics are not enabled, so we won't be able to start hearing them till they enable the microphone. Once they enable the microphone, then we'll go ahead and uh, start start being able to hear the proceedings, if you will, or the hearing. Um, so it looks. I'm assuming the person that's up next, they don't have them. They're not ready yet, or somebody's not ready. So right now, pretty much, that's what we're doing right now. I'm just waiting for them to begin, if you will. And if you were here earlier on when I was gonna start that stream at 11:30 with Silas, I didn't realize that I wasn't live. I thought I was live. I didn't realize it till towards the end. I was kind of confused as far as the message is asking me, well, what happened. But so it's water under the bridge. Keep it moving, if you will. Anyhow, so man, that cop right there. I don't know if it's just me, but that cop looks like a zombie. I'm not sure if you guys are thinking the same thing, but something definitely looks off right there. Can't quite put my finger on it, but hey, his lip looks busted. I don't know if he's going for like a Horror Nights at a Knott's Berry Farm look, but it looks like oh, all right. So what it looks like this is about to begin. uh, told you, told you they were on mute. See, let me move this out the way. No relation to me. Oh, hey, what's up, M Star Media? How's it going? What allegations? Do I have a choice? I think so. No. Did he say he was about to turn himself in? Wait, what? My big concern is what's up with your lip? I wasn't running from the agents. I was taking a jog. Brooklyn Face Man, hey, gracias, highly appreciate it. Oh, what's up? What's up, Brooklyn Free Man? Never been armed and dangerous. Holding hands. Scout's honor. Never been no problems. Yeah, so this is it's live. This is actually happening in real time. The the Borough Pro hearing and me were both live. That's amazing. That's right, Dylan. Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. I I was like, man, they actually broadcast this. I gotta get in. I gotta get in. Yup. I see. That makes sense. Actually, what happened was no, no, no. He rambles on, right? My eval. Shot out. How many fingers am I holding up, Mr. James? Mr. James. Let's focus, James. Mr. James, let's focus. Yeah, I find that hard to believe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was the question again? You ready to go to 7-Eleven and go look for some lot lizards? Oh, un tooth. Aquí, mira, yo lo sé hacer, mira. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, we did it. Cuidado, no, no, don't trip. Am I? You know, I gotta zoom in on this because this is distracting me. I second that. What you guys don't tell me right now? Mm. I hope so too, Mr. James, because I would hate to see you back on this live again. I don't know what you what's that? Brooklyn Freeman 10 year denial. Hey, that's pretty harsh. That's pretty harsh, Brooklyn Freeman. I think his sentence is only like 90 days or something. Floor. All right. Hey, all right. Then we'll see. I'm gonna have to go back and look, check what his name was so I could follow up. But he was definitely rambling. I don't think he kind of sounded like me when I just when I'm applying for a job that I have no business applying for. I think I'm gonna nah, he got granted. Oh no, that's my left. Hold on, my other right. This one. Got it. Yes. Hey, what's up, Eric Martinez? Let's commence. Yep. No. Native Grow, thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. Flor, gracias. Highly appreciate for sharing that. Yes. I hate when I do that. 'I love cheesecake. Fifth attempt. Can you hear me now? What about now? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? I guess not. Oh yeah, he's on mute. He's definitely on mute. Nope. Thumbs up. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs down if you can't. I, my apologies. What? Oh no, that's all bad right there. You know what? Today with because I've been watching a lot of these today, and it seems like a lot of SOs have been coming up. I'm not sure if that's everywhere, but it's definitely a lot of them in Utah. pasa, mamá? Hmm?
Do you calling somebody?
You want to get on the you want to get on the screen with me? Okay, but you gotta put your mask on.
Okay.
Okay, ahorita te la agarro. Espérate, espérate, yo te la doy acá.
Who you calling?
Espérate, stay right there.
Is you calling?
Huh?
Is you calling those people?
It's in a video visit, mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say hi?
Yeah, but you gotta wear a mask, mama.
Why?
Because, mama, it's strangers to put me a stranger danger, mama. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dile hola.
Hola. Can you hear me? Hola.
Brooklyn Freeman said, "Stay away from sandboxes." Te dijo hola, mama.
Who?
She said hello.
Oh.
Native girl, dijo hola.
Me.
Yeah, it is. It is live, and this is for the state of Utah. It is live.
This man. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Chatty, tiger, chatty, four. Finally, alligator. This me. What I need to do this one. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Chatty, tiger, chatty, four. Now that I need to this a meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Chatty, tiger, chatty, four. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Chatty, tiger, chatty, four. But this side, meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Chatty, tiger, chatty, four. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Chatty, tiger, chatty, four. But another side, meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Chatty, tiger, chatty, four.
Gracias. Gracias. Sí, mama. Oh, you forgot about it.
No.
¿Puedes emprender la otra? La otra? The next one? Yeah. No, la otra, el otro. Esa, ajá. ¿Y me puedes traer un agua, mamá? Gracias. Thank you. Uh, so for anybody that that's tuning in right now, these are live, and this is the state of Utah. And no, they cannot see us. We could see them, but they can't see us. It's happening live, and you know what? I've been I've been on here all day, pretty much. And I don't say that to be proud or anything, but I was thinking about it last night. I was like, man, I know they do these border parole hearings live, and I want to see what they're like, what kind of questions they're asking them, and what's being talked about in these sessions or hearings, if you will. And they're definitely the stuff that they're discussing. It's definitely eye opening. Fortunately, a lot of the people that have come on today, it's been a lot of SOs, and it just really I don't even know the word to use right now. But terrifying. Probably it's probably a good one. Just that the amount of people that are attending these hearings. They got some of those charges. So see what I mean? Yes, it is. Joe 209. Yeah, this is it's live. I'm live and the hearing's live also. What does that mean? But the pop can't see me, right? Nah, they can't see us. Is just I'm pretty much just like copying what's on my screen on TikTok. They can't see us or see none of those comments. So we're technically not in court or in the actual hearing, if that makes any sense. I could hear you, but not the video. Oh, you can't hear the video? Hold on. Let me fix this, Eric. Sorry about that, Eric.
I would move to not dismiss them.
¿Qué pasó? Let's see. ¿Qué pasó? Right? Oh, we'll get a napkin. Un napkin lo limpiamos. We'll get a napkin. Get a napkin and we'll clean it right now.
Two and three, two denials, and request the board dismiss them based upon the dismissals in the court.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now with that, there is a caveat in that because you previously admitted to those, but it's not really going to change anything. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. With that, we've noted everything. With regards to allegations 6 and 7, before I accept these pleas, I need to inform you of your rights. You have the right to an evidentiary hearing. This means the state would need to prove the allegations against you by preponderance of the evidence. The state would have the opportunity to present witnesses and evidence against you. You would be represented by an attorney at no cost to you, would be able to confront and cross-examine the state's witnesses. You would also have the opportunity to present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf. If you admit to allegations 6 and 7 today, you will be giving up your right to an evidentiary hearing. Do you understand this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I will note all of the pleas as we've spoken about. I will affirm the board's revocation of your June 11th of 2019 parole. And now I will turn the time over to you, Kate.
Okay, he's asking for 180 days and another attempt at parole. This was his first attempt. He plans to live with his parents in West Jordan. His parents are really great. Sounds like they're super supportive and like following through to make sure that he's doing what he needs to for AP&P and otherwise, which is great because he does suffer from a learning disability. So he needs that extra help and support. He plans to work with Elwood Staffing. I think that's a temp agency.
Yes.
And he plans to continue aftercare with Bob Bent, who is a therapist at Arrow Point, who wrote a letter to the board. So his life is just going to be work, therapy, and home. He's looking forward to a boring life, which will keep him on track.
Yeah, boring life. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the life I'm living. Boring.
All right. Thank you. Agent Moore, what's your recommendation?
Just looking at the report submitted by Agent Meadows, I think our concerns were he had an extensive amount of time in the community and not really any progress in treatment. And I don't know if Mr. Banta had submitted a report to the board after his current incarceration, because the latest notes indicate that he was basically being discharged from treatment and hadn't attended or made any progress the past several years he was there. So was that letter submitted by Mr. Banta after his current?
I don't know. I will have to go back and look and see if we received it. I don't remember.
Okay,
I could have missed it. I will look for it.
sure. Yeah, I think our biggest concern is just sex offender treatment. And just the limited amount of progress that was made during his time and the amount of time that he was given to make progress in treatment. So it looks like the previous agent is recommending completion of sex offender treatment while incarcerated prior to another parole. And I would stick to that recommendation submitted by his previous agent.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Ayudan, we've heard from your attorney, we've heard from APNP. Tell me what was going on this parole.
Yeah, we want to know.
I was struggling with a lot of depression after my brother passing and financial problems with holding a job due to people not being able to work around me being a sex offender.
I don't blame
It
them.
was just really hard for me to just make friends out there at work while working without
wonder
them
why.
discriminating or making comments and sly comments. It was just, I talked to Bob Banta about it, and he recommended me to terminate me and restart me in therapy before the warrant was issued. And he told me to notify Meadows before the warrant was sent out to let him know that he was just restarting me to try and fast track me through programming.
Okay.
And it was just really hard for me out there. It was just a struggle.
I'm sorry your brother passed away. How did he pass?
He was the man missing up at Tooele and 5 Mile Pass, the 4-wheeler accident
Oh, okay.
2 years ago.
Gotcha. Okay.
And not being able to go to his funeral or communicate with his family or anything for my grief, it just was really hard on me.
Okay. I understand that and I understand how hard that is. Okay. Now, Ms. Conyers indicated a learning disability. Do you know what that is?
I struggled with a lot of dyslexia in school and stuff and studying. So my parents would help me stick on track. So when Chappell was my
all bad.
agent,
That's all bad.
he made sure he emailed my parents to let them know what I was doing and what I needed doing to get done. I was doing really well with him. When I asked Meadows, when he became my officer, I asked him when I was going to be able to finish. He told me he didn't know, because I did have a hiccup with looking at pornography. Take accountability of that, where I did 72-hour hold in Salt Lake County Jail. And it was just really confusing for me of when I was going to be finished with parole. So I just kind of struggled out there.
Lindsay writes, ain't nothing wrong with him.
Okay. How's your mental health right now?
My mental health is good now.
Have you ever been diagnosed with anything?
I was diagnosed with PTSD, depression, and high anxiety.
Do you take any medications?
Yes.
What do you take?
They prescribed me Zoloft here, but out there I was taking, it's kind of hard to say the name. One was Stracholine or something, and the other one was Oprentolene or something like that.
Okay.
But in here they prescribed me just Zoloft.
Okay.
Zoloft. Oh,
Say that second one as best as you can for me.
Or it was hydrocodone or hydro something. Hydroxyline or something like that.
Hydroxyline? Okay.
Oh, hydroxyzine.
All right,
Palm.
that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
Okay.
He's on a
How's your
good one.
physical health? No, that's fine. How's your physical health?
My physical health is good. It's just I have knee problems on my right knee
I wonder why.
and my calves.
Yeah, that Zoloft is no joke.
Do you take medications for that?
I take ibuprofen that they provide us here.
Is that what you take out in the community too?
Yes.
Okay. No disciplinary violations? Okay.
No. In here, I volunteered to be a painter.
Okay,
Paint the sections.
that will work. Section,
I thought he was about to say in
Okay,
here, I volunteer to be a punching bag.
these minors that you had contact with, were they family members?
These minors that I had contact with, no. It was a previous relationship that I was in. I didn't know that she had children until 3 weeks after me disclosing that I was a registered sex offender.
Okay. Okay. Well,
That's
okay,
for
I mean, okay, I mean,
Oh,
obviously,
bad.
you knew you weren't supposed to have contact with these children,
No bueno. Yup.
right?
Yes.
So that's gonna be a concern. Uh, I can only strongly encourage you that no matter what happens going forward is get permission from APMP first.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
They're going to talk to your
Right.
therapist. They're
Yep.
going to require
Roll it
you
up.
to have what's
Mando.
called a safety plan. Right?
Yes, sir.
They're also going to require you to progress in treatment. That is obviously not only for these children's safety and protection, but also for yours as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Because even though nothing nefarious, bad, or illegal happened,
I'm on.
you're gonna come back to where you're sitting right now.
Streaming a Border
I
Pro
understand.
hearing for
Right. So just keep that in mind. Okay?
Yes, sir.
As far as your relationship with that ex-girlfriend, I'm not gonna give you any of that, but honesty is always the best policy. Right?
Yes, sir.
Once you deceive people, there are no more rules. Right? That includes APMP. When I was a PO, that's what I used to tell the people I supervised. If you lie to me, I'm gonna lie to you. If you're honest with me, I will be honest with you. Even if you don't want to hear the truth, I will tell you the truth. Okay? Do you have anything else you would like the board to know?
Just wanted to let you know that that's why we have rules set, is to keep us safe, not only us, but the society also.
Right.
Make sure we have a clean.
Right, and like I said, it's not only society, but it's you as well. Right? Those rules to help you to become a productive member of society and to make sure nothing bad happens to anybody.
Yes.
Okay, so keep that in mind. With that, here's what will happen going forward is I will type up my report and I'll submit it to the board this week. Takes 3 out of the 5 board members to agree to make a decision. Once that decision is made, they'll notify you in writing through inmate mail. If your friends or family want to know what the board's decision is, they can check the board's website and it'll be updated as soon as a decision is entered, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, sir. We will conclude this hearing. Thanks, Aiken Moore.
So my wife just walked in on me. I put the microphone on mute, but I was kind of giving her the gist of what was happening on this Border Parole hearing. Man, well, right now the Border Parole hearing, they put it on mute, and but so I was pretty much telling her you know, what was happening and whatnot, and she was like, man, that guy should never be be let out. And then I was like, man, well, you know what? And she said a few other things that I'm not gonna share with you guys because we'll probably end up getting banned, a permanent ban. But uh, you know, a lot of what she tells me, I know a lot of people could relate to, and a lot of people feel like that. Let me see. Why would they want to let someone out like that? Hey, that's what I'm saying. Um, Obviously, he needs to be treated, and probably the best place for him to be treated is right there where he's at. I'm not gonna say what my wife just said now, because we, we might get banned for some type of speech. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to keep it. Is this on YouTube? Is this on YouTube? I'm actually doing a double stream right now. I'm doing a stream on YouTube, and I'm gonna do. Oh no, okay. So this is what this old man do. I'm not sure yet. We're about to find out right now. When they put on the audio, what would it hear? Let us hear this. So I'm not the one that's controlling the audio as far as, you know, the board hearing right there. Once they're ready, they'll go ahead and turn up the audio, and you guys will be able to hear. So I'm waiting here just like you guys. This is a live feed, and this guy is I'm guessing he's in prison because he's wearing that white clothing right there. So hey, thank you, hey Joe 209, gracias, highly appreciated. Hey, you know, it's not a requirement, but it's highly appreciated. You know, we're trying to get to the 8,000 mark.
Cleve,
Oh, there
offender
it
number
is.
187340. Is that you, sir?
That's correct.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Ray Reynoso. I'm a hearing officer with the Board of Pardons and Parole, and I'll be conducting your hearing today. With us, we have your attorney, Ms. Kate Conyers, and Agent Paul. Will you pronounce your last name for me again?
Dolner, sir.
How do you spell that?
Dolgner.
All right. Thank you. And Agent Paul Dolner from APNP. I will be taking testimony from both of you, so I will need to swear you both in. If you could raise your right hands for me, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
All right. And you, Mr. McCleve?
Yes,
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mr. McCleve, did you receive 7 days written notice of this hearing?
yes,
Okay. Did you receive your blue disclosure packet?
yes,
Did you have a chance to speak with Ms. Conyers?
yes,
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. McCleve did have one pending case. It's case number 241501161 for retaliation against a witness, victim, or informant. That was a Class A misdemeanor, and he pled guilty to that. The court sentenced him to credit for time served and closed the case. I will attach that to allegation number 1. And Kate, do you waive formal reading, and are there any motions or pleas?
Yes, we do waive
Matt
formal
quit.
reading, and he will admit to both 1 and 2.
All right, thank you. Mr. McCleve, Ms. Conyers has indicated you would like to admit to both allegations today. Is this correct?
yes, I am responsible.
Okay, before I accept these admissions, I'll need to inform you of your rights. You have the right to an evidentiary hearing. This means the state would need to prove the allegations against you by preponderance of the evidence. The state would have the opportunity to present witnesses and evidence against you. You would be represented by an attorney at no cost to you, would be able to confront and cross-examine the state's witnesses. You would also have the opportunity to present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf. If you admit to these allegations today, you will be giving up your right to an evidentiary hearing. Do you understand this?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. I'll accept your admissions to both allegations. Recommend the board revoke your June 20th of 2023 parole. And I'll turn the time over to you, Kate.
Thank you. So what we're asking for is 180 days and another opportunity at parole. He is changing his residence because his current place is a risk. He's moving from St. George to West Jordan. His plan is to work fast food, and he is currently in treatment. He had been there for over a year, and he plans to return to. Fortunately, the therapist he was working with has an office in Salt Lake City, so he's able to work with that same therapist. He has learned quite a bit in some classes, some relapse prevention classes and thinking error classes. So he wished he had known those earlier, and glad he knows that now. So it sounds like with these skills that he should do much better on parole this go around.
All right. Good, okay. Agent Dolner, what's your recommendation?
What do you
Excuse
guys
me?
think? What do
Hang
you
on,
guys
I'm waiting
think?
for the agent to give me
Is he
his
suitable or
recommendation.
is he not suitable? You guys tell me. Should he be let go or
Sir, I think
should they
I'm
keep him?
going to
What's your take
defer
on
to the
it?
board's recommendation. Um,
Stay away from.
there's some mitigating and
Hey, what up,
aggravating
Ryder? How's it
circumstances
going?
with this whole thing.
How you been? Haven't seen you
I don't know if we want to discuss those
well, this
or if this
guy,
is an appropriate time for that.
he, from what I heard, I think
Okay,
he
let me ask you this question.
intimidating a witness, and I don't think he didn't
Because
mention
in
anything
this
funny
warrant
for this guy.
request, you wrote under aggravating circumstance or aggravating factors, his commitment offenses, he's victimizing a neighbor that was causing her to be uncomfortable and concerned for her
He
safety,
didn't do anything. Yep. He didn't
and the
like
alleged
not too many
contact
kids,
with
at
younger
least.
children who are similar
Let
age
that man go
of his original
and get his
victims.
life right.
But under mitigating
From
factors,
Lexi. Hey, thank you, Lexi. I really appreciate you guys
you
are
wrote at this
participating
time
in
there
the
are no
comments.
mitigating factors to be considered.
Correct.
So,
If
you're saying there are now mitigating factors, I think the board needs to hear about those.
okay. Well, I just want to explain,
Man,
this
why'd he
is
get
kind of
louder?
a complicated
Why you get
situation
all that
because
out of a sudden?
this whole thing started on the 16th of April, and then I had
He's
to
already
be put on medical leave
What damage can
on
he do
the
from Ryder?
25th of April.
Okay.
And so
Feel-
it kind of started with
Free
me,
the real,
and then
keep
it
the
ended up with our
creeps.
supervisor, and then it kind of got
From
put to
Joe.
Terry. So throughout the whole process, there's been some things that were lost in translation, and that's why I don't want to be unfair to Mr. McCleve or waste the board's time.
Okay.
But I just
Floor
want to make sure
rights.
that
They
when
can
the
still
board's
do
making the
damage.
decision,
Don't let
they have an
nothing fool
accurate
you.
picture of all the things and maybe some of the things that didn't make it into the report because I wasn't actually the one that wrote the report.
Okay. I am going to say, let's talk about those.
Okay,
Because the board definitely wants and needs an accurate picture.
perfect. To Mr. McCleave's, I can't think of the right word, but to his credit, he was issued a polygraph, and he did pass the polygraph.
Okay.
That's good.
However, when I initially interviewed him, he vehemently denied that he had had any contact with minors.
Oh, no.
Even after I explained that,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
That's all bad
although
right
he's not
there. Yep.
allowed to,
Somebody
there
who called it.
are varying
called it.
circumstances where it may not be the end of the world. Later, when I think the gravity of the situation
Dangerous.
started to set in, he then admitted to
It's
what
all
we had
bad.
suspected.
You gotta keep him. Never mind. Yep.
And that actually brings up a concern too, because in the polygraph, he passed it, although he told me that he did have contact with minors. In the
You see?
polygraph, they asked him if he did, and he said no.
Under the jail. Yeah.
So I don't
Keep him
know
forever.
the validity of all of it.
You see, I didn't want to
Okay.
judge a book
So I
by
don't
its
know if
cover. I
that's a
wanted to
good
give him
thing
an
or a bad
opportunity,
thing.
but you see what happens.
The other issue that I just wanted the board to know about when making an accurate recommendation that I feel is kind of a little bit of an aggravating, and I don't even know if aggravating is the right word, but initially when this happened, Mr. McCleve was very defensive, and I can understand that. But one of the things that has kind of bothered me is when we went to his house, we did a parole search of the home. And at that moment, you know, I believe we had told
This
him
is
that,
live, yeah.
you know,
Time.
he probably
this
wasn't,
is live, yeah.
at least at that time, he wasn't going to go to jail.
Okay.
McCleve
Flora already
repeatedly
knew it. She
made
called it.
comments saying that he would rather die than go back to prison, and we might as well just shoot him there. He became pretty upset and
You
just
guys
kept
shoulda gave his
saying,
wish.
just shoot me now. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Even after we explained that may or may not actually
What
be the
website?
result, and that wasn't our
Look
purpose
up,
there that day.
Nevada Board of
And
Nevada,
so
not
I guess
Nevada,
as far as
Utah,
him being
Utah Board
released
of
back in
Parole.
the community, I don't know if that thinking process or that all or nothing
Yeah, he needs some help.
thought process has been
Some
addressed.
serious help.
But that does concern me for public safety. If he, rather than take responsibility or accountability,
I believe he
wants
violated
to
parole,
be,
but he
you know,
has some funny charges,
shot by law
to
enforcement.
say the least.
I found that rather concerning in all my years of dealing with people on probation and parole, that is what we went to at that moment. And it just hasn't sat well with me. The other issue is he did plead guilty to the retaliation of a witness. And like I said, initially he wasn't arrested on this. We kind of gathered some evidence. We threw him on a GPS monitor and kind of said, well, we need to figure out what's going on. And then unfortunately I had to go out for a medical reason, and I was out for about 2 months. But then in June he was arrested. The reason why I was initially approached
they didn't
by
get
the
into the
two
specifics of it, but
victims in this is they were concerned for their safety. They were concerned with what ultimately happened. They were worried that this is what would happen. So I feel like in a way we kind of let them down a little bit. And that is not something that falls on the responsibility of Mr. McCleve. It actually falls on me. But again, at that point, he wasn't, he probably wasn't going to jail, or he probably wasn't going to prison, but in his mind, whatever was on his mind and whatever was on his conscience drove him to go over to the residence and harass these people, this woman, and scare them, which to me is very, very concerning.
I believe they call that fatalistic thinking, where the end of the world is coming.
Very possibly.
Gracias, Joe. Highly appreciate it.
Okay,
have a
this
good one.
makes sense, because what I gathered was this was in April, there was some investigation going on. And that you were attempting to handle it through an alternative sanction, a RIM sanction, something like that. But then unfortunately it escalated to the point where Mr. McCleve went to the neighbor and I don't want to say threatened her.
Can I give you an explanation?
Yeah, give me just 1 second, Mr. McCleve, and then you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, or if I understood this correctly. Like I said, I don't want to say that it was necessarily threatening, but more intimidating.
I think intimidation might be a good word.
Okay. All right, okay. Okay, Mr. McCleve, go ahead and tell me what you wanted to say.
Okay. On June 16th, that was Sunday, and probably late afternoon, my mother and I were going to eat dinner.
Okay.
I am my mother's full-time caregiver. She's 91.
All right.
And around that time, Carly came to our home. She asked if I was there 3 times. Said, is Sean there? Sean here? Is Sean here? My middle name, I've always gone by that.
Okay.
I answered that. She was standing there holding 3 trays, styrofoam trays for dinners. I invited her in. I says, what's this? And she says, well, thought you guys might want to enjoy these. And I said, well, that's great. She says, I said, you brought 3. She says, yes, I brought 1 for your mom, 1 for your dad. My dad died in 2020, and she knows this.
Okay.
Maybe you should
Right?
forget.
So anyway, she gives them to us. We say thanks. She visited with Mom a little while, and then she went home. I turned and opened up the trays. Sure enough, there was some hot food in there. And about that time, my phone rang. It was my sister, and she had said that Carly called and asked for my phone number. And would that be okay if she gave it to her? I said, yeah, that's fine. I have no problem with Carly having my number. Carly's been over the house many times, and she wanted it for some reason. And I thought I knew why she needed it or wanted it, because she is a aged caregiver, also handles invalids. That's what she does professionally, and so she has a great deal of concern for my mom. So it wasn't unusual at all that she would want that. And I said, no, there's no problem. And so my sister asked, oh, would you like me to call her back and give her your number? I says, Well, why don't I do that? I'll just write it on a postcard, post-it note, and I'll just take it to her. She's right across the street, so I'll just take it over to her. And so thinking that was a noble thing to do, a good thing to do, anyway, so I take the note over to her. She answers the door, and she looks at me, and I hold up the note, and I
Judge is
say,
not
Carly,
buying it.
my sister
This
said
is
you
a
would
good
like my
lie.
phone number. She goes, oh, yes, I says, well, okay, here it is. So she started putting it in her phone. She has an iPhone, I have a phone. So I asked her, I said, well, I've got an iPhone, shall we just exchange contact?
Well, yeah.
She says,
how else would
yeah,
you be
let's
putting
do
somebody's
that.
information onto
And so
their
we
phone? You
exchanged
gotta have
contact. And then I asked her, would it be all right if I take your picture and then put your picture with your contact so that I
Take
know
my
that it's you
picture?
calling?
Oh, hell no.
And she says, sure, no
That'd be a
problem.
no-go.
So she gives the pose, I take the picture of it. And so then I asked her, her
the
mom's
last four
standing
were
there
social.
next to her, and I brought a container of Jell-O fruit salad over, kind of a thank you for the dinners. I thought it was a nice thing, a good thing to do, to bring it over and say thank you. So I gave that to her mother, and then I just shared with them a little about where I was, and they kind of
Caller
knew
ID.
that. I had just gotten out of prison about a year ago, and I told them
year?
I'm on parole. I'll be on parole for about 5 years.
Should be parole on the
And they
rest of your
said,
life.
and they started asking questions about how it works, and so I shared some of that. He says, "Does the judge decide that?" And I says, "No." He says, "The Utah Board of Pardon and Parole decides when you go to prison." So I kind of explained how the county guys are incarcerated, the state guys and the federal guys. I kind of went over that a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You're like
And
a
then they,
regular
Carly had
jail
mentioned that
aficionado,
she knew
if you
two
will.
people that were in prison. One of them, she said, should never get out and deserves to be there and should never get out. And the other one, she knew, said that that person should not be in prison.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I just listened to her for a minute, and then I turned to her and I asked her, why do you think that about the guy who shouldn't come out of prison? And she said, well, because he killed somebody and cut him up. I go, okay,
Oh, man.
we
You're trying to
don't
get my,
need to
you're
talk
trying to get
about
my
this no
life
more.
banned? What's up, man?
Then I asked her about the one that she thought shouldn't come out of prison, or should
His lawyer's
come out
laughing.
because he doesn't belong there. And she said that there was no physical evidence and there were no witnesses. And I wasn't going to go try to explain that to her, so I just kind of passed off. But the concept of witnesses struck me. I'm a scripture reader, and I
What?
like
Oh,
reading that
come on,
stuff.
man. Come on. What? That
And it
stuff?
brought to memory an experience that Christ had,
Mucha historia.
that there was witnesses to an incident that was put before him, but it was a problem to solve. And so I went into the explanation of how this particular situation, part of that was describing.
I feel like he's making it worse. What?
Had dealt with witnesses, what the responsibilities were, how many there needed to be, and that kind of the process. And when I went to the two responsibilities, one was that the witnesses were to come forward, and they were the first to throw
I'm
the
falling
stone,
asleep.
which
Go-
is often misquoted.
Goopy's wife.
And then the other side of that is
Hey, you know,
that
that's probably his
if
in
it's a
game right
false
there. He's trying to
witness,
bore everybody so they
and
fall
they give a
asleep and,
false witness, then
and
those
then they can't vote.
who bore false
He might
witness
be onto something.
would be subject to the same penalty that the person that was accused
gonna
would be
go on.
responsible for. And evidently, that was what scared her, of what I've heard. So anyway, that's.
Hey, so I'm lowering the volume down right now just to give you a heads up. So, I got a notice right here on TikTok that that they were gonna cut my live like 5 minutes ago, but now we're down to like about 30 seconds because it wants me to verify that it says we've detected inactivity during your current live. Complete the verification to continue your current live. The only problem was that nothing ever popped up, to verify the live. So just giving you guys a heads up. The live, the TikTok live is gonna cut in about 15 seconds or so. But as soon as it goes down, I'll go ahead and bring it back up. If you guys want to come back on, then you guys are more than welcome to. but yeah, so we're down to about 13 seconds now, or my clock is frozen. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna continue with this stream here. And like I said, man, we're trying to hit that 8,000 mark. We're about a few subscribers away. Oh no, they didn't cut it. Oh shit, hold on. Oh, they did cut it.
All right, so now we got everybody's story. We're gonna move on, okay, Mr. McLeaf? How's your mental health?
How's my mental health?
Yes.
It's good.
Ever been diagnosed with any issues?
Yeah, I'm good. The day when Paul and Leonie showed up, I was just really upset beside myself.
Okay. Do you take any medications?
No, the only thing I take is omeprazole for acid reflux.
Okay. Other than acid reflux, how is your physical health?
It's good.
Okay.
In a state of atrophy, but it's good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
No disciplinary violations?
What kind of violations?
Disciplinary violations?
come again.
No write-ups while you're incarcerated?
Huh?
No,
Can you repeat
no.
that?
The whole 15 years, I never got a write-up, no discipline whatsoever.
Okay, here's one thing I'm going to kind of caution you about, just so it's informed, is most likely the board will order you to not have any contact with Carly, okay?
Okay, and that won't be any problem because I'm going to be living in West Jordan.
All right, okay, perfect. Is there anything else you'd like the board to know?
I have evaluated this and reflected on this whole thing that has gone down. And when I was in treatment, we went over something that's called a SUD. It's a seemingly unimportant decision. And the pretext of that, making one of those decisions, is the idea seems like a good idea, even the right thing to do, even a noble thing to do. But down the road, well, it puts me in a high risk situation. And we went over it really well. And as I looked at this situation that I got myself into, well, I messed it up. I mean, it was major mistakes because I saw the SUDs when I went back and looked at it.
Okay.
And now understanding that, when those thoughts come to my mind that this is a good thing to do, it even seems like a right thing to do, even a noble thing to do, that to me is now a red flag, and I will stop and evaluate all the options and decisions that could be made from this particular point.
Okay, Mr. McLeaf, here's what will happen going forward. Is I will type up my report and I'll submit it to the board this week. Takes 3 out of the 5 board members to agree to make a decision. Once that decision is made, they'll notify you in writing through inmate mail. If you have friends or family who want to know what the board's decision is, they can check the board's website and it'll be updated as soon as the decision is entered, okay?
In other words, next.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. McLeaf.
That'd be good.
Thank you, Ethan Dolan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ethan Smith.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You guys have a good one. All right, man. Man, Mr. McQueef over there, man. He's definitely he had me yawning over here. Man, you know what? Hopefully, I'm not sure how many more hearings they got, but man, in Utah, man, their border parole is definitely, they're troopers, because they've been at it since the morning. I got up, I think I turned on my computer at about 7 something, and they had been going on since 7. So it's already 4. It's already 4, and they're still going strong. So hopefully, they still got a few more, and we'll go ahead and we're going to continue. Funeral. Or fuera. Anyhow, yeah. So they should be bringing on the next person, and like I said, this is in real time. This is live, so it's actually happening right now. So
Violation hearing for Antonio Bernal, offender number 253933.
You know what?
Now, UDC staff has indicated that Mr. Bernal has opted not to appear for this hearing because he does have federal or pending charges. Ms. Conyers is here, the attorney. I don't see anybody from APMP, but with that, it looks like Mr. Bernal does have case number 241100765
This guy talks too
for
fast.
possession with intent to distribute a controlled substance as a Class A misdemeanor, possession of a dangerous weapon by a restricted person, 3 counts of endangerment of a child or vulnerable adult as third-degree felonies, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia as a Class B misdemeanor. This case is set for a preliminary hearing on October 22nd of 2024. I noted that APMP said this case may be dismissed in state court and refiled in federal court. So given that, Ms. Conyers, do you waive formal reading, and are there any motions or pleas?
We waive formal reading, and Mr. Bernal did say I could do this for him today. We did speak about that on Monday. We'll ask for a continuance, motion to continue for 60 days.
60 days it is.
60
Okay.
days it is.
With that, we will conclude this hearing. I have 1 minute, 16 seconds.
Yes.
Man, that was the fastest one
Good
today.
work.
Knocking them out the way. Good job, board member. She's happy. I'm sure she's getting really happy because it's about to be the end of her day. Is that it? They can't. What the what? I guess it's just on me right now. Anyhow, so as you guys can see right there on the screen, the people that had attended the Board of Parole hearing, and it's definitely come to a conclusion, to an end. So you guys know what that means. Anyhow, it was a good run. Really appreciate Caso Cerrado. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. For those of you that are in here, I might be having a live interview coming on today. I'm not 100% sure, so don't hold me to that. But if they do call me, then we'll be live, and then we'll go ahead and get into it. We have somebody that was formerly incarcerated, that was a lifer, and they paroled in December, so they've been out about 10 months now. So they might be coming on today sometime later on, and if they do, then we'll be on live. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the live now, and you know how I say around here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we're out. Rato.